What's up, nerds and geeks? My name is OMGWTF LOLFTWBRB, and welcome to Suprocker Saturday. If you are unfamiliar with what Suprocker Saturday is, well, it is one of the days of the week that I choose to play really any game that I want, such as the ongoing series we've been doing for quite a long time now, the arcade playthroughs of Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I actually owed you this episode from last week, but I didn't get to upload it, so I'm uploading it today, even though I have the Suprocker Saturday simulation and prediction of SummerSlam. And this time around, we're going to be playing as a Marvel character, of course, and I have chosen to do, well, I've chosen to do Team Max. You know, Maximilian is a, or Max something, I can't remember his full YouTube name. All I know is he's the biggest fighting game channel on YouTube, and he runs the team of Nova, Dr. Doom, and Strider Hero. And you see, it's kind of obvious what character I'm going to be winning as, and obviously I didn't pick my, I didn't know my colors off the top of my head, but it's obvious which character I'm going to be playing as because, well, I've already done both Strider Hero and Nova, so this time around we're going to be playing as the ruler over Latveria, Dr. Doom. And an ongoing thing I like to do in these arcade playthroughs is to give you information on the character we're going to be playing as, and well, as I said, we're playing as Dr. Doom. So Victor Von Doom of Latveria, also known as Dr. Doom, is a fictional character that appears in publications by Marvel Comics. The son of a gypsy witch named Cynthia Von Doom, Dr. Doom is a reoccurring supervillain, arch-enemy of the Fantastic Four, and leader of the fictional nation of Latveria. He is both a genius, inventor, and a sorcerer, and has served as a primary antagonist and occasional protagonist in the Marvel continuity since his creation. While Dr. Doom's chief opponents have been the Fantastic Four, he's also frequently battled Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, the Avengers, the X-Men, the Punisher, Blade, Iron Man, and the Silver Surfer, among others. Dr. Doom has been featured in other Marvel-endorsed media such as feature films, video games, television series, and merchandise such as action figures and trading cards. Doom was ranked as the 4th greatest villain by Wizard on its 100 greatest villains of all time list. IGN's list of the top 100 comic book villains of all time ranked Doom as number 3. Like many of Marvel's Silver Age characters, Dr. Doom was conceived by writer Stan Lee and artist Jack Kirby. With the Fantastic Four title performing well, Lee and Kirby were trying to dream up a soul-stirring, super sensational new villain. Looking for a name, Lee latched on to Dr. Doom as eloquent in its simplicity, magnificence, and its implied menace. Due to the rush to publish, the character was not given a full origin story until Fantastic Four Annual number 2, 2 years after his debut. Jack Kirby modeled Doom after Death, with the armor standing in for the character's skeleton. It was the reason for the armor in the hood. Death is connected with armor and inhuman-like steel. Death is something without mercy, and human flesh contains that mercy. Kirby further described Doom as being paranoid, wrecked by his twisted face, and wanting the whole world to be like him. Kirby went on to say that Doom is an evil person, but he's not always evil. He was respected, but through a flaw in his own character, he was a perfectionist. At one point in the 1970s, Kirby drew his interpretation of what Doom would look like under a mask, giving Doom only a tiny scar on his cheek. Due to this slight imperfection, Doom hides his face not from the world, but from himself. To Kirby, this is the motivation for Doom's vengeance against the world, because others are superior due to this slight scar. Doom wants to elevate himself above them. Typical of Lee's writing characterization of Doom in his arrogance, his pride leads to Doom's disfigurement at the hands of his own machine and to the failures of many of his schemes. There is also an idea that Doom placed his mask on his face before it was fully cool, burning his face. In some early stories, glimpses of his face are shown in which he appears to be bald. While the Fantastic Four have fought various villains such as Mole Man, Skrulls, the Miracle Man, and Namor the Submariner, Dr. Doom managed to overshadow them all and become the Fantastic Four's arch-nemesis. During the 1970s, Doom branched out to more Marvel titles such as Astonishing Tales, The Incredible Hulk, and Supervillain Team-Up. Starting in 1975, as well as appearances in Marvel Team-Up beginning with the issue number 42, February 1976, Doom's origin was also a feature in Astonishing Tales, which, when his ties with the villain Mephisto were revealed. Excuse me. Victor Von Doom was born decades ago to a tribe of Latvian gypsies under the rule of an unnamed nobleman called the Baron. Excuse me. Victor's mother was a witch named Cynthia Von Doom who died by Mephisto's hand. Oh, excuse me, I have hiccups. While Doom was young. Victor's father, Werner, was the leader of the tribe and renowned medicine man who kept his wife Sorcerer's life quiet in order to protect Victor from a similar fate. Soon after Cynthia's death, the Baron's wife grew incurably ill from a cancer, and Werner was called to the capital to heal her. When she succumbed to illness, the Baron labeled Werner a murderer and called for his death. Werner escaped with young Victor, having realized that the night before the woman would die, he goes on to die of exposure on the mountainside, cradling the boy in a final embrace and giving him his garments to keep him warm. Victor survived and on return to the gypsy camp discovered his mother's occult instruments and swore revenge on the Baron. Victor grew into a headstrong and brilliant man, combining sorcery and technology to create fantastic devices to keep the Baron's men at bay and protect the gypsies. His exploits attracted the attention of the Dean of the Empire State University, who sent someone to the camp. Offered the chance to study in the United States, Doom chose to leave his homeland and his love, Valeria, behind. Once in the United States, Victor met fellow student and future nemesis Reed Richards, who was intended to be his roommate, but Doom disliked him and asked for another roommate. After a time, Victor constructed a machine intended to communicate with the dead, though Richards tried to warn him about a flaw in his machine, seeing his calculations were a few decimals off. Victor continued on with the disastrous results. The machine violently failed and resulting explosion severely damaged his face. It is later revealed that Ben Grimm, a friend of Richards who despised Victor for his superior attitude, tampered with the machine. He would later blame himself for Doom's eventual rise to power, but never revealed this information to anyone. Expelled after the accident, Victor traveled the world, until he collapsed on the Tibetan mountainside. Rescued by a clan of monks, Victor quickly mastered the monks' disciplines as well as the monks themselves. Victor then forged himself a suit of armor completed with a sculling mask and took the name Dr. Doom. As Doom, he would go on to menace those he felt responsible for his accident, primarily Reed Richards of the Fantastic Four. He succeeded in taking over Latveria, taking an interest in the welfare of the Roma. Dr. Doom is a polymath and scientific genius. Throughout most of his publication history, he has been depicted as one of the most intelligent humans in the Marvel Universe. This is shown on many occasions, most famously by actually curing Ben Grimm of his Sting form, which Reed Richards has never repeated. On the other hand, Reed Richards managed to process all the computer calculations necessary to save the life of disintegrating Kitty Pryde by himself, which is a feat that Doom at the time professed to be unable to do. Dr. Doom also possesses originally minor mystical capabilities due to teachings from Tibetan monks, but later increased them to considerable extent due to the tutoring from his love, Morgan Le Fay. He is capable of energy projection, creating projective shields, the summoning hordes of demonic creatures. Even at the time, his abilities were consistently referred to as minor, with the assistance from technology by tag teaming with Doctor Strange. Doom managed to come second in Magic tournament held by the ancient sorcerer Agid Genghis. Dr. Doom has also used his scientific talents to steal or replicate the power of other beings such as the Silver Surfer or in one case, the Entity Galactus World ship. The alien ovoids taught Doom the process of psionically transferring his consciousness into another nearby being through simple eye contact, as well as showing him other forms of technology which Doom uses to escape from incarnations and avoid getting killed. However, if his concentration is broken, it can transfer his mind back, and he rarely uses the power unless absolutely necessary due to his own ego about his appearance. Doom can exert telepathic control over certain machines, most notably the Doombots. In addition, Doom has remarkably strong will, as demonstrated in the graphic novel Emperor Doom, when he dared his prisoner, the mind-controlling Purple Man, to attempt to control him, and he successfully resists. Without his armor, he proved himself to be a skilled bare-handed fighter, even capable of killing a lion. Doom's armor augments his natural physical strength to superhuman levels, to the point where he is able to hold his own against Spider-Man in hand-to-hand combat. although he tends to rely on long-range tactics when engaging physically stronger foes. It is also highly resistant to harm, sufficient to withstand blows from Iron Man. The armor can generate defensive force field and lethal electric shock, killing anyone who might come in contact with Doom. This armor is self-supporting, equipped with internal storage and recycling system for air, food, water, and energy, allowing Weir to survive lengthy periods of exposure underwater or in outer space. As the absolute monarch of Latveria, Dr. Doom has diplomatic immunity, allowing him to escape prosecution for most of his crimes and total control over the nation's natural and technological resources, along with its manpower, economy, and military. Doom is known for frequent plot devices wherein it is revealed that his actions were actually those of a Doombot, one of Doom's many robotic doubles, either working on his behalf or as a result of rogue artificial intelligence. On many occasions, Doom's only real weakness has been shown to be his arrogance. Layla Miller once reflected that Doom is incapable of accepting that he himself might be the reason for his failures, as most keenly reflected in Doom's continued inability to accept that he himself was responsible for the accident that scarred his face, preferring to blame Reed Richards for sabotaging his experiment rather than accepting that his calculations were wrong. While his high opinion of himself is generally accurate, he is notably generally unable to accept when others may have a better understanding of a situation than he does. Although he has been noted to have enough respect for heroes such as Reed Richards or The Thing to at least listen to the recommendations about threats that he himself has not encountered rather than dismiss them instantly, and even when he's forced to team up with others to defeat greater threats, Doom has been shown to be willing to try to gain the personal advantage when the more expedient course of action would be to stick to the plan and try for greater rewards later, such as when he tried to steal the Infinity Gauntlet from Thanos during the hero's initial assault against the Titan rather than adhere to Adam Warlock's plan to attack and attempt to acquire the Gauntlet after Thanos has been defeated. Doom adheres to a strict code of honor at all times. Doom will keep his exact word, which may or may not be beneficial to the person to whom he has given his promise. For example, Doom may swear that he will not harm an individual, but that only means he will not personally harm that person. It does not mean he will prevent others from harming that person. Doom's honor code led him to save Captain America from drowning because Captain America had earlier saved his life. And on another occasion, he thanked Spider-Man for saving him from terrorist attacking him in an airport by allowing him to leave alive despite Spider-Man subsequently insulting him. His code of honor also means that he will not attack a respected opponent who is weakened or at a severe disadvantage, as a regard and any victory resulting from such a circumstance as hollow and meaningless. He has even on several occasions battled opponents who were intent on killing Fantastic Four for no other reason than the fact that he does not want the ultimate defeat of the Fantastic Four to come at anyone's hands but his own. Next up, though, we'll be going over the voices for Dr. Doom in his television series and so on and so forth. So in TV, Doom has appeared in the Marvel Superheroes in 1966. The voice actor was unknown. He was in Fantastic Four in 1967. He was voiced by Joseph Cirillo, John Stevenson in Fantastic Four in 1978, and Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends in 1981, Shepard Menken. In Spider-Man in 1981, Ralph James voices Dr. Doom. In Fantastic Four in 1994, John Vernon, Neil Ross, and Simon Templeman voiced Dr. Doom. In Spider-Man in 1994, Tom Kane does the voice for Dr. Doom. In The Incredible Hulk in 1996, Simon Templeman revoices Dr. Doom. In Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes in 2006, Paul Dobson does the voice. In Iron Man Armored Adventures, in 2009, Chris Britton. In the Superhero Squad show in 2009, Charlie Adler does the voice for Doom. In the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes in 2010, Lex Lang does the voice for Dr. Doom. In Ultimate Spider-Man in 2012, Maurice LaMarche does the voice for Dr. Doom. In Avengers Assemble in 2013, Maurice LaMarche also voices Dr. Doom. Next up, we're going to be going over his video game voices. In Marvel Superheroes the video game in 1995, Lorraine Kennedy does the voice for Dr. Doom. In Marvel vs. Capcom 2, New Age of Heroes in 2000, Lorraine Kennedy reprises his role as Dr. Doom. In Fantastic Four the video game in 2005, Julian McMahon does the voice. In Marvel Ultimate Alliance in 2006, Clive Reveal does the voice for Dr. Doom. in Marvel Superhero Squad, the video game, Marvel Superhero Squad: The Infinitely Gauntlet, both in 2009 and, in 2010. These damn hiccups. Charlie Adler does the voice. In Marvel vs. Capcom 3: Fate of Two Worlds in 2011, Paul Dobson does the voice. In Marvel Superhero Squad Online and Marvel Superhero Squad Comic Combat, both released in 2011, Charlie Adler does the voice for Dr. Doom. In Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, the game we are currently playing, Paul Dobson does the voice. In the Avengers Battle for Earth in 2012, Fred Tatasciore does the voice. And in Marvel Heroes 2013, Lex Lang does the voice for Dr. Doom. By the way, I just want to acknowledge that I do horrible in these fights for some reason. Anyway, next up we're going to be going over Dr. Doom's, interactions with other characters in this game. So, his pre-fight dialogues and intros, when he starts off with Crimson Viper, he says, "You fight with primitive toys. Against Amaterasu, Thor, and Shumu Gorath, it is Doom who should be worshipped. Domaru, this dimension is not big enough for the both of us. Against any Avenger except for Thor, he says, Earth's mightiest heroes. Bah! And against any of the X-Men, he says, I'll make you wish you were facing Magneto. Against Phoenix Wright, there is no other law but Doom's. Against Ghost Rider, I shall send you back to the hellfire that spawned you, Blaze. And against Doctor Strange, Doom's mystic powers are more than a match for your own." Next up are his call names, and he actually only has one call name, and it's with Phoenix Wright, where he calls him Mr. Wright. Next up are victory pose quotes, so when he defeats Crimson Viper, he says, ha, a minor distraction. Against Amaterasu, Thor, or Shumu Gorath, he says, even gods fall before Doom's might. And against Domaru, he says, return to your own world knowing that this one belongs to Doom. Against any Avengers except for Thor, consider Doom merciful, you still draw breath. Against the X-Men, mutant scum. By the way, I should not have lost this fight. I'm just saying, I should not have lost that fight. It's very irritating I lost that. Against Ghost Rider, Doom answers to no one, not even a so-called spirit of vengeance. Phoenix Wright, in Latveria we have no lawyers, only corpses, and when he defeats Doctor Strange, and they call you the Sorcerer Supreme. Ha! His aftermatch win quotes when he defeats Super Skrull, this battle has reminded me of the Imperial Fantastic Four. For that you will not live to fight another. Learn how to speak, please, Steve. When he defeats Arthur, I have faced Knights of Camelot, and you are a pale imitation. Taskmaster, you are nothing but a common thug. I have little time to waste on the likes of you. Akuma, you will reveal to me the source of your power, or you will die. Hawkeye, fighting Doom with arrows is like throwing pebbles at a hurricane. MODOK, our alliance in the Intelligentsia was flawed, for only Doom boasted any form of actual intelligence. His assist quotes when he is calling for help, he says, attack. When he is finished assisting his partner, I'm done here. When he is defeated by a light attack, he says, unacceptable. When he is defeated by a heavy attack, failure is beneath Doom, and when he loses by time over, this is impossible. When he is replacing fallen allies, when he only has one ally remaining, say if Nova were to fall and Strider Hero was still around, he would say simpletons, and if both Nova and Strider were to fall, he would say bow before Doom. And his taunts, he has two of them. One he laughs just saying Mwahahaha, and his other one he says ha ha ha, child's play. So to my surprise, I actually completed all of the stuff I wanted to talk about with Dr. Doom. I do want to say that he has been in movies. He was in both the Fantastic movies, which were both Fantastic Four movies, I should say. Not sure the name of the actor. I didn't look it up, so I do apologize for that. But yes, Dr. Doom has been in only 2 movies, and they weren't that good. And I don't know what it was about this fight. By the way, I do acknowledge, like I said, this is Max's team. I never said I was good. I'm not as good as Max is, and I never will be as good as Max is. Max is amazing, and I'm not. But I guess I'll give oh, wow, I said that really weird. I guess now I will give my personal opinion on the character of Dr. Doom and him being in this game. Now, first off, my opinion on him being this game, fantastic choice. It's kind of like he is Marvel's main villain nowadays. Like before, it could be argued that Magneto was the main villain, or you know, who else? Magneto was the villain, or maybe even Mandarin, anyone like that. But no, nowadays Doctor Doom is like the main villain of the Marvel universe, and it's like not putting Spider-Man in the game. Doctor Doom just belongs in this game. I can understand like you know, back in the day, like when he wasn't in the game, but not putting him in the game would have been a grave mistake on Capcom's part, and I'm glad that he's in this game because he deserves to be. By the way, I so just spammed. I did not want to die again. Look at that, double KO. Fuck off, guys. Now, my personal opinion on the character, I like him. Oh, look, he said Mutant Scum. I like Doctor Doom. I think he's a fantastic character. I love the fact how he's like the main villain now. It's just like, you know, everyone fears him. He's like, you don't even think of him as a Fantastic Four villain anymore. Like, I don't know, actually I shouldn't say you don't, because I can only speak for myself, but I don't even think of him as a Fantastic Four villain anymore. I think of him more as like everyone's villain. Like, everyone fears Doctor Doom, you know what I mean? So it's just like, it's just, you know, Doctor Doom. I mean, if you mention Doctor Doom's name to any of the Marvel heroes, which you will not be able to because they're fake, but if you were to, you would, you know, they would be like, oh god, Doctor Doom, like, how do I fight Doctor Doom? So, like I said, Doom is like Marvel's biggest villain right now, and he deserves to be in the game, and I personally like him. And when I went to Comic-Con last year, my friend Joe, if any of you watch my my WWE Universe stuff, you would know Joe being, he's the idea behind Joey Star, but he actually dressed up as Doctor Doom, while I dressed up as Wesker, and we actually had a picture of us dressed as Wesker and Doom, where it said verses in front of him. I don't know, it's just neat. So, yeah, I like Doctor Doom. He's an interesting character. He's, like I said, the face of the Marvel Universe. Not the face would be the good guy. He's the heel, in wrestling terms, of the Marvel Universe. And, fantastic addition to this game. I know I didn't do any justice towards any of these characters. I do admit I'm not as amazing as I wish I was at at fighting games. Whether it's, you know, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Injustice. But, yeah. I'm really surprised I got all the information I wanted off on Doctor Doom. Yeah. I will say, though, I think it's funny how they did the, like, oh, that one little scar on his face is what led to him masking himself. When I read that, I was just like, that's interesting. I didn't know that. And I love doing these information about these characters because I get to learn stuff about characters who I really didn't even know that much about. Someone like, you know, Doctor Doom. So I like it. I love to learn new things about heroes, and yeah. We just beat Galactus. And now you guys are going to hear my horrible Doom voice. And Doom laughs at Galactus' threats. Did your deception go according to plan, my lord? That's a horrible Doombot voice. Should have made some more robot-y. Where Doom is concerned, everything goes according to plan. Told you. Horrible voice actor for Doom. Never should voice Doom in my life. The power siphoner hidden within my chest plate worked I don't know. As I had anticipated, a portion of the World Eater's power cosmic is now mine to do as I see fit. Does it say precisely? I think that's what it said. I almost said perfectedly. Horrible Doom voice. I know. I greatly apologize. Oh. And now the universe itself will bow before Doom. Again, I'm not good at Dr. Doom's voice. I can't. Dr. Doom's voice is so difficult, and I apologize you guys had to hear that, and I'm apologize for messing up so bad too. Either way, though, I do hope you have enjoyed this arcade playthrough of Doctor Doom. I did speak a little fast during the information. I want to apologize for that, but I just wasn't aware if I would be able to complete all of the information I wanted. But as always, I do hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, do me a favor, leave me a comment, a like, and please subscribe if you have not already, Nerds and Geeks. And as always, my name has been OMGWTF I'll see you, Nerds and Geeks, next week when we go on to the Capcom side and play as a Capcom character. And as always, have a wonderful day, Nerds and Geeks. Bye-bye!